So I don't have any other versions of Beastman. I looked through my collection. I don't have the Origins ones. I don't have Classics. I don't have the 2002 series one. However, I did buy one of the Masterverse ones. Masterverse New Eternia. And this is the second one they put out. The first one was from Revelations, and I did not like how that one looked because he had no armor on him, and his beard was like braided, and he just, I don't know, just did not really look cool for me to collect. I was like, well, if they put out another one that looked more like classic Beastman, I'll definitely buy that one. And well, yeah, I definitely bought him. So got the Masterverse New Eternia Beastman, and now the CGI animated Netflix series Beastman. So let's open him up and take a look at these accessories as well. Alright, here is Beastman, finally opening up out of the box. And, you know, for such a big box, I felt like most of the space in that box was wasted for this figure, because he looks like he's about 6 inches, right? Let's see. Yeah, it's about a 6-inch action figure. Why did they need that big of a box for this guy? It's like the same box Skeletor Reborn came in. Where did I put Skeletor Reborn? He's right behind me. Yeah, so are they like technically the same size, sort of? They are. Unless you count, you know, the tippy top of the horns and the armor piece right there and the flame effects, then yeah, he measures to be a bit taller, but technically they're the same size. Alright, so here is Beastman. I almost called him Skeletor by mistake. Arms do... Oh, they kind of spread out a bit. Okay. See, I thought the arms go forward and back. You know, the usual basic articulation, but you can kind of spread them out a little bit. At the ab area there, you can twist them, and he does that both ways. And if you move him up like that, boom. And that's for, you know, that, to make it look like he's striking down with that weapon. The head, not on a ball joint, but you can turn it pretty much like that, left or right. Yeah, so not much to that head, but you know, at least you can turn it. Going down to the legs, there's only like 2 points of articulation in the legs, so you can move the legs forward and back. This does not seem to move. Maybe, I mean, it can move, but not much, because see that skirt piece that Beastman is wearing? That's hindering a lot of that leg movement. You can kind of spread them out a bit for better balancing. Let's see, but I mean, you kind of see it. See, I'm moving it forward a bit. It does not move back at all. Yeah, that additional piece around his waist there is hindering a lot of that leg movement. But anyways, that's 1 point of articulation right there for the leg, right? The other point is in the feet. So you can turn the feet there. And not that ankle joint, no. Nope, just at the feet. Alright. Still cool enough to display on whatever you choose to display them on. So let's take a look at the accessories here. Comes with this cool looking bone whip. Looks like it's made out of a spine or something. And there's the handle. Got that part, so it stays nice and secured in Beastman's hand there. So I'm not sure which way. Yeah, it would be this way, right? So let's see here. Oh, I didn't notice that nice added detail on the back of his hands. Got sort of like spikes or something on the back of Beastman's hands. Pretty cool. Alright. So I looked closely at the other accessory he came with, and it's actually not a shield. It's sort of like a, think of it as a blast effect piece to put on the figure for added effects. Basically, that's what that is. Alright. And, oh, you really have to... Oh no, I can get this. Okay, you really have to squeeze it in there. Whew. Okay, so there he is. Beastman holding his whip. I think on the show it like separates in like 2 segmented whips or something like that. There we go. So yeah, he can put his arm like that. Hold on, let me adjust the camera a bit so you can see more of the whip. Alright, so yeah, you could put the arm like that and then move him back like that. And I don't know, it's supposed to make it look like he's doing a whipping attack, I guess. Or some kind of attacking motion, right? You could also do that. Alright, and you could add the effect piece. That's what I'm going to call it, this effect piece. Put that on the wrist, and maybe it goes a little bit higher on the wrist. Huh. Doesn't seem to stay securely around the wrist. It seems like it's made to go maybe around the fist, right? If I move it down around the fist part, maybe. Let's try the fist instead of the wrist, because that is not going to stay around the wrist. Okay, there we go. I put it more around, yeah, like that. Okay, that works. I mean, he's holding it. So with this effect piece, try clipping it around his fist there. Here, I'll hold it up closer. That's how I got it on there. Because that is not going to stay around the wrist part. It's just the gap is just too loose to clip on to the wrist. So yeah, I need to clip it on something a little bit bigger, like his fist there, and it'll stay. Alright. And I'll hold it up closer so you can see more of the detail on Beastman's armor here and his face. Got the spikes on the shoulder pad. I find it funny for this toy. They have like 2 small spikes and then 1 large spike going out. Because they just don't, you know, I guess they want to make sure nobody hurts themselves, I guess. But it's not like it's not sharp or anything. It's like really dull, so you know, nobody's gonna get hurt unless you like purposely throw it at somebody. Then it might hurt, but don't do that. All right, yeah. Overall, a pretty cool redesign of Beastman for this brand new CGI animated Netflix show. I dig it, and as you know, or if you've seen the show, I don't know if you've seen the show or not, but he doesn't start out like this. He looks completely different. Same with Trapjaw here, and Evil Lyn, or Evelyn, as they sometimes call in the show. They all look completely different until Skeletor uses the power of Havoc and transforms them into more recognizable versions of themselves from, like, you know, past iterations of Masters of the Universe TV show or toy line. Except for maybe Evil Lyn. I mean, if I recall, she did not have the huge bat wings in the original show or in Revelations. Well, there was another version of her in Revelations that had like a sort of like a bat hoodie, or whatever you want to call it, a bat headpiece. I'll just call it that, a bat headpiece on top of her head. And then think towards the end of that show, she turns into Dark Lyn. Alright, so there is the evil trio to go with Skeletor. So not a bad looking Beastman toy, despite the limited amount of articulation, but you know, for this particular toy line, I've come to accept that. And plus, they're cheap. They're made for, you know, a much younger age line or age group, so these are not technically for adult collectors, but adult collectors, I think, can still find something to enjoy about these, especially if you would just want to display them as part of your Masters of the Universe shelf. And also, it depends how much of a fan you are of the Masters of the Universe line. You know, like if you are a hardcore fan that you have to collect every single toy line or toy from a show that comes out, and I can see that. Or, you know, if this new show and toys are not for you, then you might want to skip out on that, you know. For example, like I was really into the 2012 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle series to the point where I collected almost all of the figures. I don't have all of them, but I collected a lot, and I was an in-box collector of those. So a lot of those I still have in the package. And then when they came out with Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I was like, all right, I still kind of like Ninja Turtles. I'll still kind of stick with the show. And I did buy some of the toys. I bought the Secret Sewer Layer playset. But after a while, I just lost interest in the show, and I stopped watching it. I was like, you know what? I think this new show, this new Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle show is just not for me. I think I prefer the 2012 series more. So I can see that happening with this series, where a lot of longtime He-Man fans might look at this show and be like, no, this show is not for me, and the toy line is not for me, and that's fine. And for some others, they might look at it and go, you know what, this is not so bad. It's very different. I kind of dig it. I dig the toys. I might want to collect this line. Also, slight spoiler alert for Season 3, I think. Was it Season 2? Season 3? I think it was Season 3. There was a cool cameo from other versions of Masters of the Universe from an other show. That's all I'll say. I was quite surprised when I saw that. I was like, whoa, okay. I see what they're doing. I see what they're doing. Alright, anyways. I spoke enough about this Beastman and the show. I do like most of the redesigns except for Triclops. I don't like what they did with Triclops on the show. They reduced him down to a drone that flies around, attaches itself to other people's heads, and controls their minds. I'm like, to me, that's not Triclops. I rather him being more like the classic version. So I felt like they handled him better in Revelations than this new show. But whatever, I get it. I totally get what they were doing. It's a new, interesting idea they were experimenting with. All right. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay awesome.